Shout out to the collective, man. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate all y'all who been tapping in, running up and subbing up, man. Y'all know we post a video at least a couple times a week. So if you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified. Man, like I said, upgrades coming. We just hit 10K. We also got merch coming soon. And I'm loving the name, The Collective. I gotta say it twice. Man, y'all go ahead and spam that up in the comments. Put Collective up in the comments, bro. Let the newcomers know what time it is. Let them know how we rock. So, I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. We're gonna get right into this video. Let's go.
Clouds, dude. Forney, Texas. USA. Luminous. That's a damn cloud.
Should've known.
Do y'all see this shit? Like, I didn't want to be that guy, you feel me? Because, yeah, I go down rabbit holes, but I'm not really that conspiracy theorist kind of guy. But my whole life, I have been watching Incredible Hulks be me. And if you grew up in the hood, you have seen more Incredible Hulks made than pictures of lemonade. And I know, deep down, in the depths of my motherfucking soul, that before them palm-colored people started playing with that machine underground in Switzerland, Hypnotic had a Y after the H. Am I tripping? Somebody please tell me if I'm tripping, but I just know for a fact that Hypnotic was spelled with a Y after the H. I think I may have just found...
He ain't lying. Bro, Hypnotic had a Y in it, not an I. I'm telling you, just like Chick-fil-A had a C with no K. Now it got a K in it. Chick-fil-A wasn't spelled like that when I first ate it. When I first ate Chick-fil-A, it didn't have a K because I thought it was spelled incorrectly. And Hypnotic had no I, it was a Y. Y'all let me know what y'all remember, but I know what I remember. I know what I remember, bro.
And it was one of my children that he was very fond of. I was very fond of him. I didn't actually like Tupac very much in the beginning, even though I know his mom and know his dad, everything. But he was a good guy, and he did, you know, like I said, very close to my kids. The day before he was killed, he called and wanted to set up a meeting with me when he got back to New York the next week. He called from Vegas. The meeting was about him. He was telling me that him and Biggie was really not fighting each other. That this was the magazine, this was the news people, this was their enemy that has created this whole thing. And the main reason that it was being pushed so hard is because Tupac, he said him and Biggie had got together and they'd come up with a way to take over distribution of rap music. And I told him then, I says, you know, that can get you killed. You're dealing with this mafia and that mafia, both. And he said, we know, we understand, but I told him, you and Biggie can't pull this off by yourself. And he said, no, we're meeting with other rappers, and we have a lot of other rappers on board. And he said, so Professor Small, when I get back in New York next week, I'm going to be at the fight tomorrow night. Get back in New York next week, I'm coming up to the house, we're going to talk. And I said, cool. And I handed the phone back to my daughter. And we would hear the next day that he was shot to death, you know, after that night. But he was very clear. And it didn't end with Tupac. Right after Tupac got shot, you remember there was 2 rappers that got killed in Jersey. Also, they were part of the group with him and Biggie. And of course, Biggie would be killed later. But this all had to do with distribution.
Now, we watched the video in the past, right? And y'all came at Pac crazy. People were saying he was MC... I forgot the other dude's name. They created Jurassic 5 or something. I'll let everybody have they say so. I disagree only because I was raised by somebody who was, how I put it, homies with Pac in the Bay Area. I'm not even gonna go in detail with that because, like, yeah, me and my sister and my cousin, we don't even like talking about how we got personal close ties with Pac because it goes nowhere. People really don't believe it and we just get tired of trying to explain it. But I'm not gonna go in detail. I'm gonna just briefly breeze over that. And yeah, so when people be talking that Pac ain't real, he plays this character, he's that person, dude, we really got pictures of one of my cousins being held by Pac. One of my grandmothers on, not by blood, but by marriage. Like, yeah, she has stories about Pac. I can't make this up. Me and my sister laugh at sometimes some of the stuff some people say in the comments as far as when it's referred to Pac. Because we know people who actually knew him when they lived in the Bay Area. So it's just like, yeah, people can say what they want. Pac is some inspiration to me. You wouldn't have got this channel. If you here right now and you go against Pac, you wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here right now to give you this knowledge if it wasn't for somebody like Pac. To hear the stories I've heard growing up as a kid. Like, straight up, bro. So, like, y'all can say what y'all want, but if you hear and you like this content, just know it came from somewhere else. Just know I learned how to be who I was by watching some of the greats. And that's what I stand on. Rest in peace to Pac, man.
Okay, you guys, I hope you guys are ready for this one because it is so crazy. Like, I might even have to do a part 2 because there's not going to be enough time. But everybody's been saying for a while now, oh my god, they're trying to silence Wendy Williams. What's going on? They took away her money. They shut down the show. All her social media platforms have been shut down. And they're wondering what's going on. Well, you know that a certain someone is supposed to be giving out names, and we all know that anyone that knows Wendy Williams, she's famous for airing out people's dirty laundry. So she's got information, you guys, that she's too dangerous to have the ability and the platform that she normally has. You guys, we need to let everybody know what's going on because this is crazy. Like and let me know if you guys want me to do a part 2 with some more details.
Oh yeah, I need a part 2 for more details.
What happened to the empire of Tartaria? There are some people who believe that our civilization was built on the remnants of an ancient civilization that predated ours by thousands of years and was far more advanced. But our current civilization wiped it off the map and erased all history of it. That lost civilization is the empire of Tartaria. Now, I don't know, because I wasn't there, but what if this was true? What could have caused a civilization so advanced to collapse and disappear overnight? A civilization that had mastered air travel, communication, and even had unlocked the secret to clean, renewable, free energy. Proponents of the theory that Tartaria existed have an explanation. Tartaria was a civilization far more advanced than ours. They were benevolent to each other. They didn't have to pay for clean water and clean energy. They lived in peace for a long time. But that was at odds with capitalism and industrialism and the rise of fossil fuels. So, capitalists from the West decided that they would destroy this empire, Tartaria, because it threatened their business model to harness dirty energy and sell it to the world and build a brand new civilization around that. So they did it. These early pioneers of the technology that we all enjoy today supposedly were the ones that used that technology to destroy Tartaria completely, and governments from around the world erased them from the history books so that none of us would remember that we're actually living in a post-apocalyptic world right now. At least that's the story that people who believe in this theory will tell you. Interesting? Yes. True? How would anybody know? If you want to get more content like this, swipe right and click the thing for more uncensored, unscripted content from amazing creators from all over the world. You're welcome.
I think it's true because we have seen the motherfucker. We have seen evidence of that where looks like we're on a second level and there was something built on the bottom level. We have seen that. So it's like, what are y'all hiding? Why hasn't that been talked about? I ain't go to school and hear about none of that. We out here in downtown Sac, supposedly this ain't even supposed to be a city. We didn't flood it, and I heard we didn't burnt down. And if you go to Old Sac, there's a whole another level under us. You can clearly see it. You could go down there and find and look at it. On top of that, there's a whole myth that I don't know if it's true, but I heard somebody told me we got a whole city underground downtown. In Old Sac, it's a whole city supposedly. And I think I've discussed this in a video that they didn't lock that part off of the city. And then some homeless people have made it under there. And they live down there, but supposedly yeah, I don't know if they can, like I said, I don't know if they can get in and get out, but I have heard that there's another city, and there's evidence of that, and we've seen videos of evidence of that in other cities as well. We see videos of the World Fair, and it's just like, come on, bro, like, yeah, it's evident, but the reason why would just be power, control. Like, it's simple. It's simple.
Did you know that there's about 1,400 newspapers, 1,100 magazines, 9,000 radio stations, 1,500 different shows, 2,400 different publishers, and they're all owned by the same 6 companies: GE, News Corp, Disney, Viacom, and CBS. So the theory is that all 6 companies, they control basically every internet consumption that we have. They control all the news, they control all the shows that we're fed, so they pick and choose what we're being fed, and they change how we perceive things because they influence everything.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
How would they know?
Exactly what China is doing here, but it does look awfully close to the energetically autonomous tactical robot, aka the Eaterbot. As the robot could forage for biomass to fuel itself, was cancelled in 2022 as rumors speculated it could or would ingest humans. But it looks like China is right back on top of it. And maybe this bot has a different function, but just like when Boston Dynamics demoed their robot dogs dancing, China went straight into using them to enforce lockdown restrictions. And now they seem to be raising an army of these guys. Which I wonder, are these robot dogs going to ever replace their stormtroopers in the streets? Especially...
Man, China doing too damn much, bro.
Alright guys, you gotta listen to this. This is really crazy.
Maybe it's time for the investigative unit into child trafficking to investigate Ball.com too. Oh, and Alibaba?
Listen to this.
Adrenochrome. Pages full of adrenochrome. Remember? The highly adrenalized blood of children caused by severe trauma?
You know, I always had a feeling they sold this somewhere, but I never knew where.
Wine that gives you eternal life?
Isn't that fucking crazy, huh? Just wait. There's more.
Please watch the previous series Fall of the Cabal if you haven't just yet. Adrenochrome is connected to Pizzagate, child trafficking, sacrificial abuse, and now Alibaba, and thus Bill Gates.
Ain't no way in hell they selling that on Alibaba. We about 20 years away from them selling it on Amazon. Nah, ain't no 20. I say about 10. And maybe it is already on Amazon. They just got it under a different name, or it's in another substance, or in a bottle or something. You gotta buy those bottles. I'm just saying, I'm trolling. Maybe it ain't on Amazon either, but Alibaba, damn man, they selling that, bro. Like what? And some people just think somebody out here don't even know what that is. There's somebody who is a high status, who drive a nice car, who live real good. They totally oblivious to what that even is. That's crazy. They living on top of the world, but don't have it, don't understand it.
Did you know the United States has their very own dark matter detector? You've been focused on CERN while LZ has been running since Christmas of last year. The $60 million project is underground in a 1-mile-old gold mine in South Dakota. It has 2 large tanks that trigger light and electrons when dark matter is found. This whole time, they have been hoping that a dark matter particle would fly through space and eventually bounce off one of their Zion atoms. Well, 5 hours ago, the world's most sensitive dark matter detector delivered significant results. The same time, there was a green storm in South Dakota. the sky was literally green. Tornado sightings, or whatever that is, I mean, that's not natural. They can say whatever they want. It's not a coincidence.
Alright, check this shit out and stick with me a minute because you're going to want to hear this. So if you watch Netflix at all, you know exactly who this is. This is 11 and she plays in the hit series Stranger Things. But did you know that Stranger Things is actually based on the real life MK Ultra? The CIA took involuntary patients and tested mind control. This guy right here look familiar to you? That's the real Dr. Brenner who was the scientist on MK Ultra. And he looks almost identical to the Dr. Brenner in Stranger Things. This is Alice Johnson. She was one of the test subjects at MK Ultra. She's suspected to be Eleven's mom in the series. Stranger Things is also based off the experiments of Montauk. This is Montauk right here. This is where things start to get really weird, so stick with me. This is Al Violet, and he's apparently a survivor of Montauk. In 1983, told the world that Montauk had opened a portal. Al also said that whenever they opened the portal, a huge beast came through. And then they would take their patients, strap them into a chair, and make them lift objects. Only a few documents were released from MK Ultra, so there's only so little that we know. So is there more to the story that they're not telling us? And can Stranger Things be warning us in some way? It's definitely interesting to think about, so let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, click that free Discord link in the bio.
Yo, I never seen Stranger Things, but I will start to probably watch that. Somebody in the comments said watch Outer Range on Prime, and I have been watching Outer Range. That's my show. I rock with that show. The days that I'm not watching Power, is y'all know I'm a Power head. Anything in the Power universe. It's my lifestyle. It's what I used to live like. So I gotta watch that. But if I'm not watching that, I have been watching Outer Range, and that show hard. But I'm looking at the MK Ultra, right? I'm looking at this dark matter test they got. A machine, whatever. One day, I pray to God, these elites and this 1%, I pray to God that everything they do to mess up how we live or mess up the planet or mess up wherever we at, I hope it backfire on them and we get to live and they asses is unalive. That's what I hope, bro. That's something, and I shouldn't pray for that. I shouldn't pray for that. I should not do that. But man, karma is something. And when they keep telling us, you know, of course they erasing their karma, whatever, however people want to put it. Man, I just hope whatever they do, they can't get away from. I hope they can't get away from it, and I hope we do get away from it, and they don't. Because the world would just be so much smoother without them and full of us. It would, man. Perfect world, right?
It's incredibly stupid to do this.
This is a story on why I don't think flat earthers are stupid. I once did. I once thought they were absolutely crazy, like, these people still exist? How can anyone think the earth is flat? I'm not a scientist, I know nothing about what our earth looks like, but I will tell you this. I'm a professional effects and video editor. And one day, about in 2014, I was putting together a video for a client, and they wanted some shots of the earth from space. So I said, okay, that should be easy. Let me go look this up. I thought surely there would be some stock footage from a satellite, you know, recording video of our Earth. Why not? I could not find any. Everything that I found was CGI and fake. I'm like, why is this all fake? Official NASA website releasing footage that's CGI. I spent the next 3 days digging at all of this archives and ISS footage. Surprisingly find out that they use green screen. Everything's fake. I don't know what the Earth looks like, but I guarantee you NASA is lying to us.
I have something really epic to show everybody, and I hope you're all here for it, because just look. Both spellings. Both of them. Both spellings of Berenstein Bears. Berenstein? Berenstain. The fuck is going on in the universe? I feel like there are two of our universes just duking it out. And I am almost positive at this point that they're both vying for worst timeline. What is going on? What the fuck is happening in this fucking world? Oh my god.
Okay. The flat earth. Somebody made me laugh in the comments. He said, pretty much, it was good, man. I love y'all, bro. This whole community, I love y'all. He pretty much was like, bro, he rocked with me, but with the flat earth, he can't stand when I say that. and the way he put it, I'm not gonna cuss. It was just funny to me, cause like and he's like, but I still rock with you, bro, and that's cool. I love that. I love the fact that I could feel and like something or agree on something that he doesn't agree with, but he still supports what I do. That made me more like, yeah, that made me more. It made me want to rock with y'all more when people do stuff like that, cause it gives me hope for the world. So when I see the flat Earth, that clip, it reminded me of that comment. Now, with the Bernstein, I never watched that before. But if he's showing proof, and we've seen proof before too, other videos, I don't think that there's two universes. Maybe it could be. I do think it is, but not in this sense that what I'm about to say. I think they have certain codes that go along in the Matrix, and I feel like they have to change certain things, which to me is like a Mandela effect, because if they don't, we all gonna start waking up and seeing really what it is. So yeah, like when they patch steals or they patch something else in the game is gonna mess up. Sometimes it's like that. Majority of the time it is, and I'm not sure if that's how the Matrix works, where they gotta change the name of something, because if they don't, we all gonna wake up. I don't know. Maybe in every time they do change something, we see it elsewhere. Like let's say they changed something else, but the Bernstein switched. Let's say they changed something else and Chick-fil-A switched. Let's say they changed something else, so we all don't wake up, and then we all notice that, what's the other one? Hypnotic switched. And that's where we get the Mandela effect. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it has something to do with coding. I'm not sure, but I do know in video games that's what happens. And if this is a simulation, like a video game pretty much is a simulation, why wouldn't the same rules apply? But we could be in two universes as well, 2 dimensions. I don't know. Could be. Y'all let me know in the comments.
Can somebody tell me why is CERN lying about live streaming footage that we need to see? Look at it. Look at it. It's zooming in. Just wait for it.
Let me know what CERN is.
Alright, I'm sure everybody knows what this is, where the oceans meet,
This shows
salt
up on
water,
the camera. Can you see this white line? Because there's like a line. This guy, you can see it. It's coming through. Hang on, I gotta go this way.
and watch this. This is a recording from a lady
Look at that.
2 days ago.
Okay, I'll go the other way. Okay, wait a minute. See this? Okay, and there's like the sun looks like it's going out. That's... I don't know what direction that is at the moment. That's where I put this. Okay, look.
Still thinking what I'm thinking.
What the... Is that the two...
Waters above, waters below. Firmament?
Somebody gonna say if the water is up above, why doesn't it come out? Somebody did say that. How does the water not, the pressure doesn't bust through? There's a lot of things we don't know yet. There's a lot of things we won't have the answer to yet. Just because we could point out that there might be a firmament up there doesn't mean that we're gonna be able to explain why the pressure of the water hasn't came all the way through yet. And if that's your comeback, bro, you better not jinx us. Because if that is the case, and one day that become to be our downfall because the water from the pressure then bust through the firmament and we done for, and then the water come rushing in from the sides, I'm just coming up with things. I'm just saying, I hate when people say that, because I shouldn't say I hate when people say that, but I just don't want people to say that and be wishing that, to say that, trying to have a comeback, but really be speaking something into existence. That's what I'm saying, because yeah, you might be trying to use a comeback, and that might be, you might be right. You might be saying the water just hasn't busted through yet. I'm just saying I don't know if that's the case, but I know somebody's gonna say that. I know that's a comeback because I see that in the comments a lot. But yeah, I mean, I never thought that water was above, but as of recently, I say the last month or so, I've been hearing that a lot more often, and I think that that probably is the case. My uncle started telling me, you notice how the sky look like waves sometimes, like how the clouds go. It looks like waves. how the sky looks sometimes look like there's ripples in the waves, like in the ocean or something. And he used to be like, what if up above us is really water? And this before like we even had the term firmament. Before I was familiar with the term firmament, we were just having talks. We started having just talks, and yeah, got me questioning.
There's a guy that was telling me about Epstein's island fucking decade ago, at least. He was telling me about it. I was like, what? You're telling me there's a place where they bring elites to compromise them with underage girls and they film them? Really? Like, what? Cut the fuck out of here. Yeah. Like, no, President Clinton's been there, everyone's been there. Like, what? It sounds like nonsense. And not only is it true, but people keep getting fucking murdered for it. Did you see that latest Clinton advisor that got murdered about it?
Yep.
Yeah. Hung with an extension cord, shot himself in the chest 30 miles from his house, and they're calling it a suicide.
And now...
Yeah, right.
12 hours ago, I found out that the CIA had released a report that back in the 90s in Siberia, a UFO came down to a military base, so of course they blew it up. 3 beings crawled out of the wreckage. They said they were gray. They formed into a giant white orb, shot that light at the guards, and 26 guards turned into solid limestone instantly. Instantly. They shot a light from their bodies and turned these people into stone statues. So, first thing in my head, Medusa, right? Probably a real story now based on an alien, not a human. Second thing that pops into my head is in China, they found all those guards, right? Buried underground, the statue guards. And it's a lot of them. Like, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. What if they were an army that fucked with the wrong aliens? Like, and those are actual people.
Hey, supposedly, let me go ahead and explain. Medusa supposedly was a melanated being who had dreadlocks, and supposedly she was so beautiful that she stopped, like, Europeans, slave owners were so mesmerized by her beauty that she made men stop and stare and, you know, turn to stone pretty much, where they would just look at her and always just stop. Whatever they were doing, they would just stop and look at her. That's where the word Medusa came from. Her locks reminded them of snakes. So that's where they got the story of Medusa from. Could be, I could be right, I could be wrong. That's what I heard. I didn't hear that she was actually, you know, turning people to stone. She was just so beautiful, so mesmerizing, that she would make men stop in their tracks, freeze like stone, take a look at her. That's what I heard. She could be right, though. I could be wrong. Who knows? I just thought I'd throw that story to y'all, too. Somebody might have heard that, too, as well. Start a conversation.
Two were once... Close Encounter of the Fifth Kind is when you reach out and try to communicate with extraterrestrials. The government doesn't want you to do this. There's actually an FBI file because I'm contacting extraterrestrials and talking to them, a race of beings hundreds of millions of years ahead of us. It can go from a light body to a 3D body. It can phase in, phase out, and travel through time and space. They're very conscious beings.
Check out this new concept. This concept of conceiving kids. Now the mother will no longer have to carry the kid for 9 months. Now it can be raised in a bag. How convenient. Mothers will no longer have to sacrifice their time and, most importantly, their bodies. Does this sound like something you would be interested in? I would love to tell you this is a new concept, but if you know anything about human cloning, you would know they've been doing this for quite a long time. Only now is it finding its way to the consumers. What's your thoughts on this? Please leave it in the comments. Unanswered Universe.
No, hell no, absolutely not. When we give birth, when we bring a baby into this world, and I say we, I mean me and mines, when we bring a baby into this world, it's gonna be a home birth. I don't want my baby in a hospital. I don't trust. Yeah, we're not gonna go into details with all that, but in our, well, what we talk about is we notice a lot of the time black men get hurt driving a vehicle. Cops pull us over, they see something, we reaching for something, supposedly they were fearing for their life, that's how they get off. With black women, a lot of the time, a lot of our black women get taken advantage of in hospitals when they giving birth. It's a fact. And I speak about this because a lot of people don't have awareness on this. These are topics we discuss in our culture, but they don't get enough light to me. Shout out to my black queens out there, because this is a subject I know y'all probably would want me to speak on, so we'll get more into that. But pretty much we having a home birth because we don't trust the doctors. We don't trust that. A hospital, I should say. And do you want to have your child come into this world when it's been in darkness in your womb for all these months, 9 months, and then turn around and they come out to nothing but light and they screaming? Like, you don't think that hurts their eyes? You don't think that hurts? You hurting your baby. If you go outside in a dark room and you sleep for 9 months and come out into the sun or into some lights or something, tell me how your head gonna feel, how your eyes gonna feel if you gonna have one of them headaches. Babies, I'm pretty sure, go through the same thing. I look at it from that perspective, and there's other little things that you're supposed to do when the baby gets here that maybe necessarily gets overlooked when you're in a hospital, or they don't let you do. The afterbirth, things of that nature. Do your research if you don't know. There's still research I gotta do as far as this, but there's things I'm not comfortable with. So a home birth for sure, and we're not doing that. That looks too much like cloning. We bringing a baby into this world how it's supposed to be done, how it's in a natural, healthy way for my child to be healthy and be good in their well-being. I see. Oh. I seen it that time. Excuse the hell out of me. Yeah, I seen it.
Alright, we're likely going to see a food shortage pretty soon here in the near future, but this is not to scare you. This is to inform you. If you watch a full video on your For You page, let it be this one, because this is going to be a lot of shit that you're going to be like, what the fuck? Alright, so let's start off by saying that in the Netherlands right now, the government is forcefully taking people's farms. Forcefully. Because they want to reduce carbon emissions, nitrogen emissions, is what they say. The farmers are reacting how you would expect them to. They're protesting. And the government is literally shooting at them. Peaceful. Like, that dude is trying to get out of the way and he's getting shots fired at him. Now, they say it's for carbon emissions, but if you look at the United Nations recent posts, I'll read this. Hunger has great positive value to many people. Indeed, it is a fundamental to the working of the world's economy. Or the most productive people, especially where there is a need for manual labor. They then proceed to say, no wonder people at the high end are not rushing to solve the hunger problem. For many of us, hunger is not a problem, but hunger is an asset. What? They're also trying to convince people to eat bugs. This is probably why you've seen so much vegan propaganda. I myself even went fucking vegan after watching a Netflix documentary, which Netflix is also hosting movies, documentaries based on their political bias. They're very liberal. I'm not political. I could give a fuck.
Nothing. Oh, awesome. Like nothing you've ever tasted. Like, a hairy nut. Sorry.
There was also this video going around of thousands of dead calves that died from overheating in Kansas. Yeah, not one survived. All of them died. I'm just gonna like kind of censor this. So, I have a friend in the Netherlands who says that this is all true. So like I said, this is not to scare you guys. This is just for like bring a little bit of awareness to what could possibly be going on, to maybe prepare a little bit, stock up on an extra piece of food every time you go out. That's what I'm going to be doing. And drop a like if you think I should do a part 2 on this.
I pray that that clip we just watched don't get pulled down when I'm done editing all this and I post it on YouTube, because every time he put videos out, I have to remove it because they block it. In the last video I just did, they had me remove that. He was showing mosquitoes. Now he's the one I told y'all about, the Bill Gates. He be talking about Bill Gates and the mosquitoes. Block. Gotta remove it. The second thing, he just did a video about a mosquito having a serial number and he's showing it. I had to take the video down. Not the video, but that clip. So I hope that clip can stay in this. I hope it can stay in this.
If you're African American or black, you're a fiction.
So let's get to the footage. Hope you guys enjoy it.
And here to present the actual films of tonight's bold journey is John Stevenson. Deep in the jungles of French Guiana, Mr. Herman Jessup, the Amazon trader, makes his way up the Moroni River, aided by friendly natives, the primitive Indians along its banks, for their spears, baskets, and primitive artifacts, and often has to eat only what nature provides.
This little boy is one of the sons of the Bushmen, and I gave him a piece of chewing gum, and that's what he did with it. He couldn't figure it out. To pole our way into this, in another part of the village, we see one of the girls fixing the hair of a lady chief of the village. This is another little baby of Tutu, and the girl is winnowing rice into this native Pony Bushman village. And the paddle I'm trading here with these Bushmen. One of the native girls brought us some fruits and we are trading it for this empty oil can.
What?
Shoving off on our way now to the next Pony village of Assisi. And you see the way these boys are built with their shoulders and muscles, that they really are good for this type of work.
They're very stocky people, Mr. Jess.
Oh yes, they're very healthy and they're really children of nature. The language is taki-taki. It's a language of about 300 words. I learned to respect these people. I never lost anything. On the whole trip, everything was kept in order. And as I came to these villages, they all brought me gifts and eggs and rice, and I was really treated royally going out there. The town of Assisi, the second Pony village, here's a bakery. You see, these people are very primitive, but still in all they have high moral quality. They don't know hate, they don't know jealousy and envy. These people were very much interested in trading with me, and of course dancing and making friends came first. It's kind of a combination of cha-cha-cha and merengue. You hear these rattles now. The little ones get into the act, and this one to the right is the son of the chief. We leave this little town of Assisi and we are hitting some very fierce rapids now. The Oyana Indians are the Indians who live further up the river, and they have long hair, men and women alike, and we are trying to see whether we can get permission to get up further into that country and have them guide us. I love to do as they do, and I think the best way to go into these native places is to dress just the way they do, and they feel very much at home when you approach them in that respect. We are now starting to trade with the natives. Our boat was 50 foot long and 4 feet wide, and there were 4 of us going on this long trip up the Moroni River.
What y'all believe? And I'm going to tell you something that I know I've had conversations with my family on. That clip said blacks and Hispanics. there's some Hispanics who really don't really want to intertwine with us. They want to keep themselves separate than us. And there's some black people who want to keep ourselves separate from them. Me, I say, man, forget both of those ideas. We stronger together than we as individuals. The root is bigger than the branch, man. So, yeah, like, that's why I want this community to grow, so people could see stuff like that and be able to detach from the individual ideas and living like that, and be able to just be more receptive to the fact that maybe them people up at that 1% lying to us on purpose to keep us divided, because they afraid that if we become united, they ass is over with. That's why. And it be driving me crazy when I see some Hispanics treat black people disrespectful, as if they don't get treated disrespectful by them people, as if they didn't build a wall to keep them from coming, you know? As if, and if somebody said, every time I say stuff like this, the camera out of focus, I noticed that too. But yeah, as if ISIS wasn't coming trying to take them out, you know? Just saying. Same as we deal with what we gotta deal with. Maybe there's a reason why we deal with what we have to deal with. And some people don't want to have to face the fact that.
Check this shit out. They saying they eating humans and y'all still want to eat that bullshit? Come on, man.
You know, NASA was the first organization that has ever claimed the Earth was round. Like the Mayans, the Aztecs, people who were way smarter than us, way more advanced than us, the people who built the pyramids, the people who created the Mayan calendar, all these people believed the Earth was flat. And then NASA came about and said, nope, the Earth's round. And everybody just fell in suit. And now you got NASA and SpaceX. Brainwashed. If you were taught from an early age that the Earth is flat, and I tried to tell you the Earth was round, you'd be doing the same thing. Yeah. It's just what you were taught from an early age. They never gave you any proof that the Earth was round. Nothing. They just said, hey, this is what it is, and that's what you led your life to believe.
If you enjoyed that clip, give us a follow, like, and share.
Alright, for real, check it out. You watch the television because it's telling a vision. On this television are channels where they channel the vision. And within these channels are programs where they program us with the vision. And within these programs are the cast, where they cast the vision onto us. So we watch a television that channels a cast that programs us with visions. Funny how the news is called broadcast. There has to be pros and cons to all of this. Check this out. Gress. Pretty much to take a step. That's where we would get the word progress, because it means to take a step forward, to move forward. So if pro is progress, then con is congress, right? Isn't that funny? Congress? Con. You know, contract. So remember that the next time you sign a contract. You know what they say, real lies, real lies, real lies.
Hey, I've heard the spell casting, right? How English is spell casting. I also heard how English has you vibrate a lot lower. And not talking for a certain amount of time can heal you also. Because if you don't speak the English language, you can heal yourself. It's a lot with that. I've heard some of those words before. Not all of them, as far as how he's breaking it down. Like contract, stuff like that. But I heard it from I've heard other words though. I would have to go back and research those videos in order to give you all those words. Like test was one that I did remember. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's kind of funny that they really that They really think that far ahead. It's crazy. But it lets you know how our opponent moves. And our opponent, they do the same moves every time. Because a lot of us haven't fixed the first time they did what they did, or the second time they do what they do. So they feel like they could keep doing it. They not that smart. They not that smart. Once you figure out their formula, we could beat them. But we got to figure it out as a collective. Y'all get the name? The collective. As a collective, we got to be able to beat them together. Because one person ain't going to be able to do it. 10 people ain't going to be able to do it. 30 people not going to be able to do it. So it's like, yeah, they got a certain formula. It's evident. It's clear. They repeat their steps all the time. They don't step outside the zone and do something different. So it's like, yeah. But, yeah. Dude was on his shit with that one.
Okay, but did you guys know that the amount of pollen that's in the air right now is actually not a natural occurrence? Because y'all know palm colored people touch everything and fuck everything up, right? The reason that everybody and their mamas is getting jumped by pollen and allergies recently is because we have more trees producing pollen now than we ever had in the past. It is called botanical sexism. We all know that America doesn't want to plant trees that produce fruit because that would be feeding people without them paying for it. What kind of trees bear fruit? Female trees. So they literally do not plant any female trees and they only plant male trees. What do male trees produce? Nothing but pollen. So if you think that there's been an unnatural rise in pollen and allergies, you are correct.
What's crazy is me and my uncle sit back, right? And we'll just have talks. And we could be talking about one thing and it lead to another. And we was talking about female trees. This was about a year ago, and he had brought that to my attention. They're not gonna build female trees because females reproduce. They're gonna plant male trees. He remember him telling me that, and he was like, they're not gonna give you something so that you can eat for free, bro. Come on, this how the world is. And I started, and when he said it, I laughed, and he's like, you laughing? I'm serious, man. This is real life. And to hear that right now, it's like, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. But man, if y'all made it through this one, appreciate it. Smash that like button, hit comment what you want to see next, man. Hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that bell so y'all notified, man. Cause we post like every couple times a week. 4 times? Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, and Sundays, man. But appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I can't say that enough. We will be choosing the winner of the giveaway, like I said, in about a week. I shot y'all 2 videos. I shot 2 videos in one day. I had some time. Today, Monday, y'all gonna get this video on Thursday. Y'all got y'all other video on Tuesday already. But man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all stay blessed, man. Y'all stay safe. Until I see y'all in the next one. We up out of here. It's your boy Q. Shout out to the collective, man. We gone.